If you want to dance, just go dance.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Like, just do it.
Keep going, keep pushing. I'm on my mission. Gotta do what's right now, and this just how I'm feeling. Keep going, keep pushing. I'm on my mission. Gotta do what's right now, and this just how I'm feeling. Keep going, 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 keep going. You got it, babe. Going, 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 keep going. Yeah, yeah. Going, 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 keep going. Yeah, yeah.
Hello guys, welcome to the first episode of Keep Going, Keep Pushing. I am so excited for this first guest. She is an entrepreneur, a host, a mother, an author, a mentor, the most genuine person you'll ever meet, a crazy cool Christian, an example of what it means to keep going.
Thank you. Oh,
Miss Dana Ampy. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you.
Like, I feel like you're just one of those people that have been very instrumental in my this whole season for me, this whole keep going journey, supporting me and all of that. So I'm excited to have you here and just talk about your story and shine a light on you.
Thank you.
You are, I just feel like you just give off such a great energy, and I just love being around you. And I see you as a big sister for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have you here. So let's get into how we met. Do you remember that?
So I actually do. I remember speaking at a conference, and I saw this girl, little teeny petite little thing, and the kids just gravitated to you. And I'm like, who is she? She's so cute. She's so cute. And then I was like, you know what? She's a dancer. Now, at the time, I did not know that I was opening a dance studio. Like, I didn't know that was in my life and my plan, but I just knew that I was supposed to know you.
Right.
And, it was just something in my spirit said, Dana, like, get her information. And I think I came up to you and I said, I love what you're doing. These kids, they love you. I can see your impact. Yeah. God has a hand in this, a hand on you. And I said, let me get your information. And you gave me information, and I saved it for, maybe a year or two.
Yep.
And then finally called you like, hey, what you doing? Like, do you think
the rest is history?
Yeah, so it was definitely I believe like a spiritual divine connection between us, because again, I had no idea where God was leading me, but as you see, like, we're like inseparable now. Like, we're always with each other. Like, we're always thinking about each other and trying to just make sure that we're both walking in the destiny that was created for us. So I appreciate that relationship, and I'm so glad I went to that conference, because I'm not gonna lie, I was tired and I was going through something I didn't really want to go, but I did. I showed up. I kept going. I kept pushing.
Period. And yeah, so I remember that day. It just means everything, because you was like, we're gonna do something together, and I was like, wow, okay. And then 2 years later, you reached out to me, and so, and it was a great. That moment was a great moment for sure. Yeah. What year was that?
Well, it must have been like 2018, 17, maybe. Yeah, it had to be, because I didn't open the dance studio until 2020, COVID year, not even knowing it was going to be COVID.
Right.
That was a whole other thing. But, so it had to be like 2018. And again, I didn't even know, I didn't write the business plan for Amp to Dance until 2020. January 2020, I walked past an empty space with my daughter. We were on our way to get ice cream, and I'm peeking in the space, and I'm like, whoa, what does that thing? And my daughter's like, Mom, you look like a creep. And I said, no. I said, we're going to put something here. Same thing I said to you. Yeah. We're going to work together. Something in my spirit said, hey, this is about to be something. And we go get the ice cream, come back, and I'm still peeking in. I take down a number, and I call and said, hey, like, is that place up for rent? Like, can I put something there? And they're like, what do you want to put? First, I was like, a daycare, a restaurant. And I was like, a dance studio. And then after that, got off the phone, and I wrote the business plan. And then signed our lease in February, and then COVID was like, we're going to shut you down before you get started. That was the ultimate test of faith. And I know we're going to get into that later, but when you believe that God gave you something, and you believe that it's meant to be, and then something just snatches it from you, or it just takes it away, it stops, it hinders you, you question every
Ooh,
vision,
that part.
like just everything that you know was put in your spirit.
Yeah.
You question it, and you're like, come on. Like, I just did all of this, and thank God I didn't quit my job right away. I ended up getting laid off because of COVID, but just imagine if I would have been hasty, quit my job. Oh, I know God called me to this. Everything has its timing, and you have to just align with the process and know that if God called you to something, it's for you.
Right.
No matter what season you get it in,
Yeah.
it's for you. You just ride the wave.
Yeah.
Ride the wave, be patient, and let it all play out the way it's supposed to. Not on your timing.
Right.
Not on your timing.
That's the part, because we were supposed to get into this later, but it's fine that it's here now. But I feel like that's something that, especially artists and creatives, that we want everything. And me personally, I've been there where I want everything when I want it. Like, I want it now, but sometimes God has it later on, and you just have to be patient. That's the hard part.
Look, we call it the microwave generation, right?
Yeah.
Where we're so used to putting everything, boom, in the microwave, and then it's like, bam, it's hot, it's cooked, it's done, right? Like, like you can put like a whole chicken breast in the microwave, and boom, now you got cooked chicken. Like, what's just wrong?
Yeah.
So that's how we look at life.
Yeah.
And you really have to take a step back and say, like, all right, like, if it's fast, does it mean that it's good, or does it mean that it's right? Like, how is my character being produced if everything's instant? Like, how am I really learning how to persevere if everything is just quickly given to me? And then, because I don't have that skill of perseverance, because I don't have the skill of patience, now when things flop and fall and don't come my way, I'm having a tantrum and I want to give up on everything. That's what I'm seeing in this generation, because everything happens so quickly.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, like, it takes time.
Yeah.
Right? You have to put in the time, not just because, oh, it's a rite of passage, put in that work and take your time. No, because it produces character in you.
Yes.
It produces faith, it produces
Character.
Perseverance, and that's what you need to survive in this world.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like we all can slow down and ride the wave of life, right? I keep saying ride the wave because at the end of the day, it's ebbs and flows, right? Ups and downs. It's like I love the beach. I'm a beach girl.
Okay.
Yeah, right? I should have been born in Cali or something, right?
I know. I love it there.
But when you think about it, it's such a beautiful thing. Right?
Yeah.
The water is so beautiful, so peaceful and calm. But it goes up and it goes down. It goes up and it goes down. And that's how life is going to flow. It's going to be some moments where we're like, we're sitting on top of the world, sitting on top of the world. But then there's going to be moments where we're down in the valley.
Yeah.
And we have to be able to trust the plan that we have for our life, the vision that was given to us, and still keep going and keep pushing past anything that happens. Taking the time that we need, slowing down to go through that journey, to ride that wave and enjoy ups and downs, and look at everything as a life lesson, everything to come together, because it's all purpose in it all, in all of it.
Absolutely. Now, what would you say to the person that is at the place where they just want to give up, and then they've done all that? What would be the next step for that person that's like, I've done that, I've rode the wave, I've been patient, God, like, what is going on? Like, when is my time gonna come?
Yeah.
What would you say to that person that's like just wants to give up because they've done all that?
Yeah, and honestly, like, that's a great question, because I feel like I'm in that season right now. And listen, and people don't know, because when you're always the encourager and you're always like, they don't know what you really go through. So, like, honestly, I would say if you quit now, you'll never know. Like, do you really want to live life not knowing if you could have been successful, not knowing if you could have made it, if you could have had a viral podcast, or if you could have been the #1 dance studio in the world? Like, you are missing out on the what if. Like, are you going to quit not knowing that you just missed out on this crazy opportunity? Just because it didn't come now, like, are you going to let that stop you from the what if?
Yeah.
And I'm a person, like, you ever heard the term FOMO, fear of missing out?
No.
Yeah, so FOMO is the fear of missing out. And I think for me, I don't want to miss out on what's happening. or
Right.
what's about to happen.
Right.
So think of it like if we got invited to a party, right? And you're like, oh, Dana, I don't want to go to this party. And I'm like, Dave, go. Like, it's going to be crazy. You will say I'm going to go because you're scared of missing out. You don't want to miss out on a conversation and, the excitement, everything that happened. You nosy. You want to see.
Yeah.
And that's what society does. Like, we don't want to miss out. So if you stop, if you quit, even though you've been pushing, even though you've been at it for years and all, like, are you really going to miss out on everything that you've been working hard for? Like, all of the benefits, all of the fruit of your labor. Like, are you going to stop and just miss out on all of that? So yeah, it's hard. And what I want to say is this is not, because I know a lot of people deal with mental health issues, okay? And I think it's very important for us to address that. If you are doing something that, of course, is taking a toll on your mental health, making you have suicidal ideations, and just really have you in a really, really depressed season. I'm not talking about a frustrated season. I'm not talking about, like you said, because things didn't go your way. I'm talking about like severe depression, or even like severe anxiety, then it may be time to just take a break. Not quit,
Yes.
don't quit.
Yes, I'm glad you said that.
But take a break,
Yeah.
because sometimes we do have that keep going, keep pushing mentality, and we forget that, hey, we are humans, and that you may just need to reset.
Yes, we
And you,
forget that part.
yeah, you may need to reset,
Yeah.
and you may need to say, hey, let me just let me just look at my strategy and refocus or change a few things or take a step back for a little while to get myself together mentally so that I can come back fresh.
Yeah.
Now, if that's not the case, if you're just frustrated, like, my God, I'm so mad, or just, impatient, which we all are, right? It's like, I did this for 2 years now. Where's my check? Where's my viral post, right? Where's all that?
Right.
But, that's not, to me, that's something that is saying, hey, you're quitting prematurely, and you have to keep telling yourself, like, yo, I don't want to miss out on the fruit of my labor. I don't want to miss out on the big check or the exposure or just impacting the life of someone else. Like, ultimately, when I think of success, I've always had this idea of a mansion, right? I remember being in science class in 6th grade. I'm going to be a millionaire. When I get $1 million, I'm going to buy a mansion. Little did I know that $1 million was not that much money, right? But I'm going to buy a mansion. I'm going to eat rich people food like caviar. And honestly, that is success, right? Having a closet full of Louboutins and Christian Dior. But when you think about it, what is true success is being able to have a positive impact on every person's life you encounter.
And I think that's what is missing from this new generation. I think they see stuff on social media, and they see their favorite person with all the glitz and glam, but people don't really. Legacy to me is more important. Like you said, that word impactfulness, like impacting the world, like your leaders. And I know you mentioned that Oprah is one of those people that you look up to. What? So back to your younger self. I want to take it back to your younger self.
Okay.
You said that you felt like success was like the materialistic things. How do you see success now versus then?
Yeah. So I used to watch Oprah, and not even a lot, because we didn't really do a lot of TV in my house. And it wasn't that my mom, just no TV. We're like a musical, talented, creative family, so we're always doing something creative. But when I did watch Oprah, I saw her giving away these cars, right? And it's like, you get a car, you get a car.
I've seen this meme.
You get a car, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this is how deep I felt as a kid. I was like, man, I wonder if this car is really changing this person's life. Like, what if they needed a car to go to the grocery store to get food for their babies, and their babies were starving, and they didn't have, and I'm going deep. My mom used to be like, chill. Why are you thinking so? But I said, she's changing their life, right? By giving them something like a car, but now they get to work to make a living, to provide for their family. And it was more than just a materialistic impact. Like, this is something that they can use to make their families better, to build the legacy. Yeah. And it was like, man, I just felt like she was making this big impact on their lives. Yeah. Now, as I started to do more research, yes, Oprah was in a lot of charity organizations and, donating to a lot of different underserved communities and helping a lot of people. And I said, oh, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to be like her. Right. But I also want to be on TV. Like,
Right.
Movie star, right? Or TV star. But again, I wanted to be able to make that impact. So now for me, success is saying, hey, anytime I encounter a person, I want to speak life into them. I want to help them to realize that, number one, who they are and whose they are. Like, you belong to the King.
Absolutely.
You belong to God.
Yes.
And because you belong to him, like, you are enough. You are smart. You are purpose-filled. Like, you are going to be a change agent in society. You are kingdom.
Yes.
Like, you are.
Royalty.
Yes, royalty.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be able to make that impact and have that impact on everybody I encounter. And that's what I try to do.
That.
Thank you. Thank you. That's like a mission. Like, it's like a goal.
You do that.
And granted, you know, you're going to have people, no matter how positive or no matter how sweet you are, they want to test your gangster. Ooh. Right? They want to test you. I'm from North Philly, baby. Like, don't play.
Yeah.
Now, I love me some Jesus, but you better come correct. So they will test you. So, of course, everybody is not going to say, oh, I had a positive experience with her. But in my heart, right, the genuineness in my heart, I'm sincere about helping people. I'm sincere about creating a place, a safe place where people can just be and they can just grow into who they were called to be.
Yeah.
I'm serious about that.
Yeah, and it shows. It comes off so natural. It doesn't come off forced. Like, it just comes off so genuine. Like, even the way you support me, the way you support the kids at Ampy Dance, like, is genuine. And we know that we know it comes from a great place, and we are able to connect with it. So anybody that's not, y'all just haters.
Listen, you know they have to be there. Your haters.
Yeah,
they always say, don't remove my haters. Keep them there so they can see me win.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want you to remove them.
Yeah.
Let them see me win.
Yeah.
That despite you gossiping, spreading rumors, doing all those things, I'm still gonna walk in purpose, and I'm still going to be positive, and I'm still going to keep going and keep pushing despite despite every and anything you do to try to tear me down.
Yeah.
And that is the ultimate reality, right? That we live in a world where not everybody is going to validate what you do.
Yeah. And
you have to be able to push past that and say, I don't care if I get 0 likes. Yeah. I'm gonna post every day. I'm gonna shoot this content, or I'm gonna go to this place. I don't care if I get not a 1 Google review. Yeah. I don't care if I plan an event for 100 people and only 3 show up. You might have just prevented that person from taking their life just because you still had the event with 3 people. Yeah. And I've been there. I've been there where I'm like, hold up, like I didn't put my heart, blood, sweat, tears, and curating this event for you. Free event. Yeah. And 3 people show up and I will be livid. And then I had to take a step back and remember my why. Why are you doing this, Dana? Are you doing it for the fame, for the likes, or are you doing it because you want to make a positive impact on people's life? Yeah. So if you want to make a positive impact on people's life, when those 3 people show up, you better act like it's 1 million people in that room. You better give me that same energy that you would give if it is only 2 people, 3 people. And things start to grow, things start to change when you keep that. Like when you keep that fight, when you keep that why at the forefront of whatever you do.
That why.
That why. Yeah.
That's your soul's work, your why.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Your soul's work. I like that.
Yeah, that's your soul's work.
Yeah.
That's your why.
Keep your why. Keep your why right there.
Keep your why.
Right there.
And I think that's what's missing in this new generation and where we are. Everybody's watching what this person and this person, that person, everybody's just watching what everybody's doing, and everybody's forgetting their why. They're the reason why they do what they do. Yeah. They're calling on their life, their purpose. Yep. You know? So
and you know what? You can't expect to get the same success that somebody else has doing the same thing that they do. Yeah. I really try to stay clear of social media. I know it is really good for like branding and networking, but you really have to just be careful. I have a 13-year-old, and I tell her all the time, when you start to feel, as you're scrolling through social media, when you start to feel feelings of like jealousy, covetousness, all those things, or just like overwhelmed, you need to just take a break. When you start to like question the life that you have and become ungrateful, you need to take a break and cut it off. Like, stay away from it, because that's what social media will do.
Yeah.
And you think that because somebody, gets on social media and they're like, you want to make $1,000 in 2 minutes? I'm gonna show you how. Do this and da da da. And they showing you the fancy cars and they showing you all that. Really? You made $1,000 in 2 minutes, ma'am, sir? Stop it.
Right.
Okay? Like, no, you're gonna take my $100 so that I can learn, quote unquote, how to make $1,000. And now because 10 people believed in you, now they just gave you that $1,000 that you told me you was making.
Yeah.
Because 10 people said, hey, he gonna teach me how to make $1,000. No, he wasn't. He wasn't teaching you how to make $1,000 in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You just paid him and he made $1,000 in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So again, it's like, yeah, all of these people are trying to teach us and show us these things, but you really have to follow your journey. Yeah. Like, you have to know your plan and stop looking at everybody else's plan and stop trying to do, well, Jay did it like that and Dana did it like that, so I'm gonna do it like that. And that's not saying that we can't look at a blueprint, right?
Yeah.
And take inspiration from somebody else. But you have people that will literally steal your stuff. Yeah. They will steal your stuff. They will steal your taglines. Yeah. Oh my gosh. They will become a mini you. Yeah. And you be like, hold up.
Yes, I've had that happen to me.
Now
I be like, what? Like,
you are not being stopped.
Yes, I've had that happen.
And then they wonder why they're not successful. Mm-hmm. And I'm not gonna lie, you gotta be careful of that.
You do.
Because there are times when I'm looking and I see other successful studio owners. Right now my goal is to really get into real estate investing. With us buying a commercial property and having a dance studio in a building that we own, a black girl in Maple Shade, New Jersey, that's major.
It's big.
It's major.
You can talk about that. That's amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And it was hard. And I'll be honest, it wasn't even like in my plan. Something happened to where we were forced to move. Mm-hmm. And I said to myself, I was like, I don't want another person to tell me how and when I gotta leave, or a slumlord that's not taking care of the responsibilities. And I asked the realtor, I said, well, can you find this place for rent first? And God said bigger. And I was like, all right. I said, is it for sale? And she said, it actually is. Super random.
Wow. Super
random. Like, she was like, it is for sale.
Yeah.
And we put it in offer. Girl, I ain't had no money. Whispers Bank took a chance on me. With no money, nothing. I had good credit, though. Get your credit right, honey. Keep that credit right.
That part.
Okay, they talking about some cash is king. No credit.
Credit is everything.
Credit.
I'm learning that. And I gotta
get that credit right. Like, so because of how faithful I was, right, in seasons before I even got a chance to own a commercial property, and kept my credit where it needed to be, we were able to get this building. Wow. And owning a building and having this, it put me on a new level, right? Yeah. Yes, the dance studio is my baby, but now I'm trying to figure out how I can own property, right? How I can get into real estate investing, and that's a goal for me. Now, if I look at everybody else, right, trying to do it their way, like, it may not work for me. It may not work for me.
Yeah.
So I have to figure out what works, and I have to really focus on like my plan to get it to work.
Yes.
I can't worry about everybody else. I can't do that.
Wow.
And that's what we're seeing. Yeah. We're seeing a lot of kids and adults. Like, we're all doing that.
Yeah. Watching everybody else, but your journey is your journey. Wow.
There was a season in my life where I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was in college, I had a baby, I was going through a divorce, and I was just lost and I was confused. And I ended up finishing college still, right? Like, I'm like, all right, I'm going to finish college. But when I graduated, I took like 60 different jobs. Like, nothing in my field. I was all over the place. And I felt like I felt me, right? We always talk about, when you felt doing something. But I felt myself. Because I knew since I was a little girl, right, that dance was a part of who I was. And I never felt good enough, right? My leg didn't go up high enough, and my turn wasn't perfect. I just had the passion to dance. My technique was not all the way there. I used to get called out all the time for not having the right technique, but the passion was there. And when I graduated, instead of just like believing that I could get a degree in dance or go far with dance and, you know, really push it to wherever I needed it to go. Even traveling, because I wanted to travel and dance. And I wanted to be just like quadruple threat, singer, dancer, actress, TV host, all of that stuff. But what I did was I took jobs here. I was a teacher. I was in HR. I was working in aviation. I was an administrative assistant. And I took all of these jobs. And I spent, although I gained experience, right, we learned from our lesson. Yeah. I spent years not walking in my purpose. Wow. And I felt like, Dana, you've been through enough and you've experienced enough. Why are you wasting your time doing something that you know you wasn't even called to? And for me, it felt like I failed myself because I just wasted all that time. And of course, you got to be positive and like, no, you didn't waste all that time. You got the experience because God works everything together for your good. Yeah. So even though I went here and I did that and all of those jobs that all came together to help me be a successful business owner. Yeah. But in that moment of just feeling lost, being miserable, I was so depressed. Like coming home from a job that I hated. Like coming home from a job. And it's like, Dana, you so scared to walk into your purpose. You so scared to take a chance on dance. Like that you are miserable. To the point where I gave up dance completely. And then it wasn't until later I realized, all right, I cannot shake this feeling of dance and whatever I'm supposed to do with it. Because I still didn't know I was opening a dance studio. And I started out with a dance camp. And I started doing this. I slowly started adding the things that I was passionate about back into my life. And I started to feel purpose again. But when you take your purpose from you, like I can't blame nobody else. Yeah. When you take your purpose away and you decide to work that dead-end job that is not, it's not even conducive for you, you ain't supposed to be there. Yeah. Like you feel like you failed yourself. Yeah. You feel like I'm doing a disservice to myself because I know I'm called for something bigger. Yeah. I know there's something more in me, and I'm sitting here working in accounting. I don't even like math. Right. What?
Ooh, talk about it. About it.
So I felt like I did myself, like I said, a disservice because I spent so much time not walking in my purpose. And not to say that I'm a firm believer that you may need to have a job, right, to help you reach your goals. So I'm not telling you to quit your 9 to 5. And I want to make it clear because you might need that to fund your next project. Or you may need to meet the people at your job to help you accomplish your next goal. Yeah. Right? So I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is when you forget about your purpose, when you let it go, and you're like, I'm not focusing on that. I don't have time for that. Like that was old. That was not old because for the rest of your life, it's going to haunt you. Mm-hmm. For the rest of your life, you're not going to be able to shake that feeling of purpose, of the connection that you have with this divine thing that you're supposed to do. Yeah. And I knew dance was it. I just never felt good enough. Ever. But I'm glad that even with me feeling like that, slowly taking strides to go back, right, to go back and say, hey, what am I passionate about? Let me just start doing little baby steps. Yeah. I might not be able to make it a full-time job, but let me do little baby steps. Yeah. And let me slowly get it. So I started with the dance camp. And every year I was at the Winfield Powell Center. Powell's is the police athletic league. Okay. I was there doing this dance camp, and it was big. It got bigger and bigger. We had like 68 kids one year. Wow. Yeah, like a summer program, and it was amazing. And I was like, man, I was called to this. Even still, I didn't even realize it was my purpose. It took me 50 years to open a dance studio.
So do you feel like you found that purpose?
I do. I feel like dance heals. And when I think about all of the things that happened in my life, so absent father, disabled mother, she was very sick, and God rest her soul, she did pass away in 2023. And, just sexual abuse and feelings of inadequacy, rape, just so many things that has happened to me. I think about how dance was the way that I expressed myself, the way that I was able to like find healing. And even going through my divorce, I went through my divorce, went through a depression, and the first thing I did after I like was able to actually get out of bed and take a shower is took a dance class. Like I took dance classes at creche. So they don't know I'm walking up in here like broken, divorced, and but I took a dance class. And I was able to release all of that pain on the dance floor. And when I think about how powerful it was for me, when words couldn't even come out my mouth, because I didn't even know what to say. I just was so broken, so hurt, that it allowed me to express myself in a way like no other. Just being on that dance floor, music blasting, and just moving. I didn't care about no technique when I was moving, girl. I'm in that class doing échappés all wrong and bop-bops all. I'm doing it all wrong, okay? And if you know dancing, you know what these things are. But I was doing it all wrong. But I just was free.
It was healing.
It was healing.
It was therapeutic for you.
And if I can give kids, adults, seniors, anybody that experience to where when you can't find the words to say, you can just turn on some music and go on the dance floor and just let go, and you can get that healing. Like, how is that not purpose? How is that not?
That's purpose.
How is that not? We just did something like that with my kids. I told them, I said, hey kids, I'm going to turn off all the lights. We're going to put on some music. I just want you to be free. And they all looked at me like I was crazy. Miss Dana, no choreography. No, why are you turning off the lights? So you won't feel judged. So you won't feel like anybody's looking at you. There's something inside of you that you need to get out. And I'm going to give you that space to do it. I turned off the lights. Don't you know, every week they come to me, Miss Dana, can we do that? No, ma'am, we cannot. We need to learn choreography now. Right. Do it at home. But it's something freeing about it. And when you can allow someone or even provide a space for someone to do that, it's just amazing. And that's how I feel. Like sometimes my husband's like, you gotta think about the business. I'm just thinking about dancing.
But it's important that we have moments where we do that, because sometimes life can just be like so much, and sometimes just being in a dance room or just putting on your favorite song is just so therapeutic. It's so amazing. And I'm low key getting back to that, because I took a break from dance as well. So I'm getting back into just dancing just for me, so it's very important. Okay, so we moving. You are dropping nuggets. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Nuggets, man.
Nuggets. With barbecue sauce?
With barbecue sauce. And honey mustard and some Chick-fil-A sauce on the side. I love Chick-fil-A. Okay, so the last question I have is, what is some advice that you would give to your younger self? Or what would you say to your younger self?
I would say to my younger self, you can do it. No matter what the haters say, no matter what the doctors say, no matter who's not in your corner or not by your side, because it's hard following a dream when you don't have a support system. Yeah. And not even to the point where they're like, oh, I'm not supporting you. It's like, I just need you there, right? And then everybody has their lives and busy. And you feel like you can't do it sometimes, because it's like, who's going to help me with this? Who's going to be there for that? Who's going to be, like, you don't know how it's going to all come together. Right. And I think it's very important that if I would have believed years ago that I can do it, my first job was teaching dance at 14. Wow. If I would have just really stuck with it, like my first ever paying job was what I do right now. Yeah. If I would have just stuck with it and believed and stopped worrying about everybody else and just continue to tell myself, you can do it, you can do it. Anything's possible. Anything is possible. Could I say I may have been or I can't get it out. Could I say that I may be further than I am? Maybe. But all of the mental anguish, all of the doubt, all of the anxiety that I had because I did not feel good enough, I wouldn't have. Because I would have constantly been telling myself over and over and over again that you can do it. Right. Like, you can do it. With no help, you can do it. With, like, no money, you can do it. With, like, without even a space, you can do it. Like, just figure out how to do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Like, if you want to talk to people, just go talk to people. Right. If you want to dance, just go dance.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Like, just do it.
Like, just do it. Sponsorship, Nike, just do it. Like, just do it. You just gotta, like, you can do it. Right. You can do it. And I've racked my brain trying to figure out how, and I realized that you just do it.
Just do it.
Just go for it.
Thank you. I want to say thank you so much for being here. Before we end, okay, I got one more last thing. Before we end, this is something that we usually start with, but we were just flowing so much, and it's all good. But so I want to ask you. This is how I get to know people a little bit more. What is a stage name or alter ego that you would say you would call yourself?
A stage name? Like, are you referring to like Sasha Fierce, like Beyonce?
Something like that. What's the alter? It could be anything.
So honestly, I just call myself Dana Marie.
Dana Marie.
So my name is Dana Marie Ampy, and Dana Marie has always been like my name. I just feel like it's like Dana Marie. You know, like flashing lights.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, Dana Marie.
Dana Marie.
It's me. It's
Yeah.
me.
Okay.
And Dana Marie is crazy, cool. She loves the Lord. She's full of life, always in a positive spirit, and that's Dana.
Yeah,
Dana Marie.
Give it Dana Marie. I'm gonna call you that. Dana Marie.
She like Dana Marie.
Dana
Marie.
So we're gonna play a quick little game.
Okay.
Would you rather? And you just say whatever that is.
Okay.
Okay.
I love games.
Oh yay! Okay. So let's get to game time. So would you rather have dinner with Oprah or get $100,000?
Dinner with Oprah.
Really?
Yeah,
What?
for sure.
Okay.
I get to pick her brain, right?
Yeah, you get to pick
Okay.
her. Like ask her any questions you want to ask
for
her.
sure. $100,000. I would get that in credit.
Bet. Okay. 70s R&B or 90s R&B?
90s.
90s, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Get free clothes from your favorite store or free food from anywhere?
Like, why would you even ask me that question? Free food, girl. Free brunch. Like,
Really?
give me-
Because I'm the opposite.
What? No, honey.
You.
That's my problem now. My relationship with food is very, like, I feel like I'm cheating on my husband because my relationship with food, I'm like sneaking. I'm like trying to eat. I just love to eat.
Food is good.
Yes. I love food.
Food is definitely good. All right. We just do one more. Never use social media or never watch TV or movies ever again.
Never use social media. Yeah, man. I love it for marketing, branding purposes, but it's just so fake. You don't know what's real.
It is.
You don't know what's real. At least TV, I know.
Right.
They're performing, they're actors, but
Yeah.
man, I don't know what's real, what's fake.
Yeah, nowadays.
Nowadays, you don't know, right? AI, artificial intelligence. I'm learning, what is it? Chat GPT, is that?
Yeah.
Learning all this
I've
stuff.
learned that.
There's so much going on.
Yeah, it's a
It's a lot.
Nowadays, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that concludes Keep Going, Keep Pushing. I just want to say thank you so much for being here. You dropped, like I said, you dropped a lot of nuggets. I feel like somebody's going to leave this podcast so inspired and so fulfilled. So I just, again, thank you. I just want to thank you again for being here.
Thank you.
And especially you, it meant so much to me to have you as my first guest. I told you this before, like, you just, somebody that I just feel like is my support. And I feel like having a community is so important, and that's why I love doing this. It's like about building community, and I feel like you are my community. So
Thank you.
I just want to say happy birthday.
Hey, thank you.
And so I want to, the saying, you want to, give people their flowers.
Yeah.
I want to give you your flowers because you just are somebody that's just so. You mean a lot to me. Like I know I don't say much. I'm very like introverted, very quiet, but you really mean a lot to me. Like the little things that you do, even letting me use this space, supporting me, like the ideas that you give me, like you just somebody that I really see as a big sister. So I want to give you your flowers.
Thank you.
I want to give you your flowers and a little something, something.
Oh, thank you.
I want to give something.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's.
I appreciate you, and honestly, you never know the impact that you have on another person's life. And when I hear you say that I'm making that positive impact, that is success to me.
Yeah.
And no matter what materialistic thing I have or how successful my business is, ultimately, I'm here with a kingdom purpose to shed light and to inspire and to uplift, and I'm just so grateful that I can do that. And I appreciate you for inviting me, for having me. And I love you so much. And listen, y'all see Jay right now, but y'all see her on the dance floor. It's something totally different. Yes. So yes, thank you for having us. And since we did talk a lot about just do it, Nike, we need you. Chick-fil-A, we need you. Keep going, keep pushing. It's major.
Period.
Get on the way now.
Period. Get on it.
Right there.
All right, y'all.
Bye-bye. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Dana Marie, and you just watch Keep Going, Keep Pushing. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment, and tell a friend to tell a friend. And if you want to know more about me, follow me at Dana Speaks Life and at Amp to Dance. We would love to see you. Thank you so much, and keep going, keep pushing. Perfect.